Hello friends, in this video lecture we are going to see about intelligent agent structure environment in AI, artificial intelligence. So an AI system is composed of an agent and its environment. The agent acts in their environment. The agent may contain also other environments, and the environment may also contain other agents. So the agents and environment. An agent is anything that can be viewed as perceiving its environment through sensors and acting upon that environment through actuators. So it operates in an environment, particular environment, perceives its environment through the sensors, acts upon the environment with respect to sensors through actuators or effectors. In this diagram, we can see there is an agent, and here we can see an environment. Agent communicates with environment through sensors. The agent gets input about environment through sensors, and according to the input, agent uses the actuators to do some action, maybe a movement or giving a audio output or displaying something. So examples of agent can be a human agent. So in humans we have sensors that are sensory organs like eyes, ears, nose, which take some input, and our actuators are going to be the body parts like hands, legs, mouth, etc. Then there is a robotic agent. In robotic agent, what will be the sensors? Sensors can be cameras, infrared sensors, or can be a temperature sensor, or the sensors, any sensors, depending upon what the input has to be taken into the robot. Actuators will be various motors for some movement, wheels, and speakers can be the actuators according to what robot it is. Then agent can be of software sort. The software sensor or the software agent can have sensors, right, that are the input given by the user, or function as the sensor and the function as the actuator. So for example, the input can be given through the keypad by the user or through mouse, and the output can be a display in the monitor or some kind of a audio from the speaker, etc. So we will now see some terminologies of agents. First, performance measure of agent. So it is the criteria which determines how successful is an agent working. Then behavior of agent. So it is the action that agent performs after any given sequence of percepts. So the percepts is what input the agent takes from the environment using the sensors. That is the percept. Percept, it is the agent's perceptual inputs at given time. And percept sequence, it is the history of all that an agent has perceived till date. It is the history of all that an agent has perceived till date. And agent function, it is a map from the percept sequence to an action. So agent function is the mapping of the percept sequence. Percept sequence means the history of all percept that the agent has taken right from the beginning. So mapping of percept sequence to an action is the agent function. So the structure of intelligent agents will be like this. Agent is the architecture plus agent program. So what is the architecture? architecture is the machinery that an agent executes on. So architecture is the machinery, a machine on which the agent executes. An agent program is the coding of that machine, an implementation of a particular function of the agent that can be taking a kind of an action based on the input. So it can be a movement, it can be an audio output, any function. So coding of that function is the agent program. Then what are the types of agents? So there are different types of agents based on the degree of perceived intelligence and capacity or capability. So the agents can be simple reflex agents, model based reflex agents, goal based agents, utility based agents. So simple reflex agents. What are simple reflex agents? They choose actions only based on the present percept or the current percept. They are rational only if a correct decision is made only on the basis of current percept. Their environment is completely observable. And there is a condition action rule. So it is a rule that maps a state or the condition to an action. So this diagram represents about simple reflex agents. So there is an environment and there is the agent. The agent has sensors. From sensor, it will learn how the world is like, and then according to which what actions I need to do. It will decide according to the based upon condition action rule. It will have a condition action rule that has been programmed by the programmer, and according to which it will make the effectors to activate or the actuators to work. So it is working on some condition action rule, and this depends upon only the present percept or the present input from the sensors, not the history of percept. Model-based reflex agents. So what are model-based reflex agents? They use a kind of a model to choose their actions. They maintain an internal state. So model can be a knowledge about how the things work in the world. So based on that, model has been created. So internal state, it is a representation of unobserved aspects of current state depending upon percept history. So there is an internal state. Internal state, it is the representation of unobserved aspects of current state depending upon the history of the percept. So updating the state requires information about updating the state requires information about how the world evolves and how the agent's action affects the world. So in this agent, model-based reflex agents, the history of percepts is also considered, and also the present percept also is taken into account, according to which the agent does some action. In this diagram we can see here also there is a sensor from which it will learn how the world is like now, and it will take the state and learns how world evolves, and then what my actions can be. So there should be a model based on this how world evolves, then what actions it needs to do. So based on the condition action rule, then using the effectors, it will do some actuation in the real-time world. Then goal-based agents. So goal-based agents work on some goal set. So they choose their actions based on achieving some goals. So goal-based agent is more flexible than reflex agent, since the knowledge supporting a decision is explicitly modeled, thereby allowing for some modifications. So there is a flexibility in this goal-based agent. So what is goal? It is the description of desired situations. The goal can be the description of desired situations that the agent can come across. So we can understand from this diagram. So these things are just same as the model reflex agents, but what is the difference? So here also there is an agent which takes the input from the sensors, and it will learn how the world is like now in the environment, and then there is a state. The current state will be there, present state or the condition. Then how world evolves, this is the past state or the past perception. So how it learns how world evolves. Then what happens, it will think what happens if I do action A. Then according to which it will decide what my actions can be, and it will check whether it is aligning with the goals, and only after which it will do some actuation, it will do some output, give some output using the effectors. So this is about goal-based agents. So goal-based agents have some flexibility because they actually take the past perception, and if they take the knowledge from the present perception, and then they can also consider their goals to give the output or do some action. And then utility-based agents. So in utility-based agents, it is preference-based or the utility for each state. Goals are inadequate when there are conflicting goals, out of which only few can be achieved. So when there is a goal, as that we discussed about the previous agent, so there can be a confliction between the different goals, and if there is the fight between the different goals, then only some goals can be achieved. And the goals have some uncertainty of being achieved, and you need to weigh likelihood of success against importance of a goal. So that is why here in this utility based agent, so this also consists of sensors to get input from the environment, and also it will consider the present state, and it will learn the past state, how world evolves or the past perception. Then it will think about what happens if I do a particular action, and then it will also think about how my actions should be, how happy. This is the additional block that this utility based agent is having. It will also think about how happy I am by doing this particular action A, and is it preferable or it is based on the utility. So what actions I need to do, and according to which it will do some action. So here the thinking ability has been incorporated with the agents. So it is also thinking about how my actions are going to be and how happy I am by doing this particular action. So that is the additional thinking or cognitive ability that has been brought into this utility based agents. So till now we saw what are the different type of agents. So each agent will have an advantage and disadvantage. So we have to select the agent based upon how robust the agent is going to work with the environments. So what we will need to understand what type of environments are there in nature. So in nature, you can have an accessible or inaccessible environment. So accessible environment is one in which the agent can obtain complete, accurate, up-to-date information about the environment's state. It is accessible. Most moderately complex environments, for example, everyday physical world and internet, are inaccessible. So inaccessible can be most complex environments. That is, everyday physical world will be changing, right? Also, the internet scenario, that is very random, so stochastic kind of an environment which is inaccessible. So the environment can be episodic or non-episodic. So in an episodic environment, the performance of an agent depends upon number of discrete episodes. Number of episodes. with no link between the performance of an agent in different scenarios. So in a